Hello, lovely crafters, knitters and crocheters, crocheteers, folks who love using their crochet. So, for the newcomers, this was week 1 when we learned the cast on, the garter stitch, and we made the first square. Week 2, we cast off. No, sorry, we cast off. We cast on again. And we looked at the purl stitch. There is a private group on Facebook where you're welcome to show your progress, share your question, your worries, your concern. It's a safe platform and I won't put up with any nastiness. So let's go straight away for the cast off of this one. I'm going to measure it. And I'm going to discover that it's not 10 centimeters, but yeah, it's a bit more. See, with the cast off, it'll be, mind you, no, I will make an extra stitch, an extra row and the cast off. Brilliant. So let's do an extra row. And see, I have a lovely sticker with daisies here to show me the middle, and I'm not using it, the middle of my screen. Brilliant. So let's do it. So for purl, the knit, the V's, and the purl on the other side. So if you remember, we do not knit. We do not work the first stitch because it's been worked on the other way, on the other side. So that would make you work one stitch twice. So we slip it. So this has knit. You slip it, you pass behind the needle. And then you start to knit. So I'll slow down. I hope everybody's well, enjoying his craft. I still haven't seen any example of square on Facebook. That would be lovely. We had our first meeting yesterday. That was lovely. It makes it all more real. And we had the first 2 squares, which used the knit and the purl. Right, and if we measure it again, sideways, with the cast off, we will have 10 centimeters. Again, once it's blocked, once you've got a border, it will be fine. So again, I wouldn't worry about too much about the 10 centimeter square. So we are on the purl side now. So again, slip us to purl and slip on the needle. Right, I'll just show you how I hold my needle, but this is only me. It can just be like this. Sometimes I do like that. Sometimes I do like this. If you're a beginner, the important is understand how the stitch go and the quantity. and you will acquire your own way to do it. I mean, some people knit differently. So the purl in front of the needle, it's all in front for the purl. And we go, off we go. No, I didn't want to do a purl. I wanted to cast off. Let's start again. Let's concentrate. Sorry about that. But it's good for me to make mistakes because that shows you as well how you can fix it. Okay, and that hasn't been knitted or purled, so that's fine. Okay. So do you remember how we cast off? Right, I'm going to use the knit stitch. So again, slip, do not knit the first stitch, do not work the first stitch behind the needle, and I pass the first stitch over the second one. Knit, and I pass the first stitch over the second one. Knit, and I pass the first stitch over the second one. So I guess your question is, what are we going to learn this week? Aha. There we go. Is there a part in these stitches that you found difficult? The cast on, the knit, the purl, the cast off? Feel free to go on YouTube and find other stitches. You know, it's just this project is just a space, time, and an opportunity to learn a new thing. So once you've done your square and you learn with us, feel free to do your own exploration, your own discover, and share it on the private Facebook group. And it's an incentive. It's and we're only the third week, and that's when I realized I haven't got a pair of scissors at the hand. Right, so how do I finish it? Let's leave it a good tail. And here your second square finished. The purled one. And as you can see, compared to the other one, it's a bit rolly. Yeah, that's the nature of the purl stitch. Right, this week we're going to cast on. We are going to cast on 25 stitches. And the today's stitch is the stitch you're going to use, or combination of this stitch, to make the cuff the what do you call it? The collar, the yeah, the neck line, or the bottom of a jumper, the rib. Basically, it's a combination of knit and purl. So I'm just going to do, I'm going to cast on first 25 stitches, and we'll see from where we go. So I'll take the length of an arm length. Let's keep it at an arm length. And we're off for 25 stitches. Okay, let's check this. Okay. Right, the first row, let's do a knit to loosen all the stitches and make it easier for ourselves. So the first row, I knit the first stitch. And if it's too big, I don't know. It depends how big it is. How bigger it is than 10 centimeters. I might reduce. I might do it again. But let's go through the stitch first, and then it depends how bothered I am. If it really bothers me, you know, when you do something and it's not exactly, it's a nag. It's nagging you at the back of your head. So if you feel like that, just undo it and do it again. Right. I could tell just now that it's bigger than 10 centimeters. Yeah. Okay. Let's not bother. I'll redo it later. Okay. So, combination of 2 stitches. We're going up in the world. So let's start with the knit. So 1 knit, let's do 2 knit, no, let's do 3 knit, 1 purl. Actually no, we're gonna do 1 knit, 1 purl. It's up to you if you want to do more rows, more squares to change the combination. So again, because it's the first stitch, let's call it a pattern or a combination, I will work it. So 1 knit, and then I bring the yarn forward before the next stitch. 1 purl, and I bring the yarn at the back. 1 knit, and I bring the yarn at the front. 1 purl, and I bring the yarn at the back. 1 knit, and I bring the yarn at the front. 1 purl, and I bring the yarn at the back. 1 knit, and I bring the yarn at the front. 1 purl, and I bring the yarn at the back. 1 knit, and I bring the yarn at the front. 1 purl, and I bring the yarn at the back. 1 knit, I bring the yarn forward. 1 purl. I can't get rid of this croaky voice, sorry. Yarn at the front, 1 purl, yarn at the back, 1 knit, yarn at the front, 1 purl, yarn at the back, 1 knit. Then I'll show you other combination you can do, 2 more at least, with knit and purl. So you've got 2 stitches, but you can already have variety. Right, so you turn your work. So let's just measure. It might be even bigger now. It's even bigger. So I'm gonna have to, let's see how he behaves. Let's carry on. But I'm gonna have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches off and start again. But let's not, again, let's put that aside for now. So if you look at your work, you can see V's and bumps. V's and bumps. So that's going to be your knit, and that's going to be your purl. And what we want to do, it's vertical rows of V's and vertical rows of purls. So let's see. So if I do not, because that stitch been worked already, so I'm gonna slide it on this needle purled wise, and I'm gonna knit that stitch, purl this stitch, knit that stitch, purl this stitch, knit that stitch. Right? So let's do it. Yeah. So purl, yarn the back, I am going to do 5 rows with you, and then I'm going to show you the combination. I mean, if you look on the private group on Facebook, I took a picture of the first 2 donated square, and they do use what I'm gonna call basket weave, which is another combination of knit and purl stitches. And there's another one. Well, go and have a look. But there are like 3 rows of purl and 3 rows of knit. So that gives you another effect. So I think 5 rows, you're going to see already what is happening. I mean, you see it now. You see the lines coming. Right, let's carry on a little bit. So this is a knit. So I will work it. I will not work it as a knit. So slide it on my needle. My needle are not that long, but they catch in the board and in my sleeve. You have to be comfortable to knit, to knit, to crochet. But it's working. You get the information. The information is passed across, and that's transmitted, and that's good. That's the purpose of these videos. Okay, so we've got already 1, 2, 3. Two more. So if you do what we call a swatch, you found a color you like for a project, you'll find some yarn, but you don't know how many stitches you're going to need per centimeter. So you do a swatch of, why not, 10 centimeters. And maybe you've got different stitches in your project. So you will do, let's say, three rows of ribs, which what we're doing now, and alternate knit and purl to see how the wool is behaving. We will do a square of cable, and that is definitely important to make a swatch. I'm just going to remind you, this video, it's the opportunity to learn a new skill, meet like-minded people, boost your mental health, join a good cause, but you have to take what you need out of this project. If you want to go ahead and knit squares of knitting stitch, purl stitch, or you have a lovely stitch that you love, go for it. You know, my objective is to offer one blanket at the end of the year to a homeless center, homeless charity. So here is another combination of what you can do with purl and stitch. So I'm going to put this aside. So this is what we call the basket weave. Do I hold it? Yeah, I'll hold it the right way. So you've got cast on, 5 purl, 5 knit, 5 purl, 5 knit. You do 5 rows and you change 5 knit, 5 purl, 5 knit, 5 purl, 5 rows, and you change, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There might be 6 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Very good. And the lady who came yesterday had made another square, and you'll see it on the private Facebook page, where she alternate 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4 rows of purl, and then goes on to do some knitting and so on. So let the creative juice go. Right, this is me for this week. Thank you ever so much for the 19 members. I hope you're enjoying what's going on here. Please put your input. If you feel like doing squares of, yes, 10 centimeter square, 5 centimeter square, or 20 centimeter square, go ahead, because then we can play and put this lovely little one there, or there, or there. Yeah, we can play with it. What we want, where we are, and I'm talking for beginners. If you're a seasoned knitter, go ahead, inspire us, show us the way, shed some light on our path. If you're beginners, your goal, your objective is quantity. My first knitting was a red scarf, and I remember as a child, I must have been 7 or 8, and my needles were purple, I remember, and I always accused my brother. I never finished that scarf. I always accused my brother to have hidden my needles. But the scarf, it tended to increase and decrease. There was holes, and increase and decrease, and more holes. And yeah, and I do remember this scarf vividly. So quantity, and please keep for yourself. I would say keep yourself this blanket as a sample. If you can fix your mistakes as you go along, fix them. If you can't, keep going. Keep going. Put it together. Keep it as a sample. And it's a witness of your progress. Share the video. Enjoy it. Share with me your progress, what you achieved, what you struggled with. Thank you very much. Stay warm, stay well, and I'll see you next week with the cast off and another stitch. Thank you.